I'm Heinbach. It's good to have you back. What you just saw was a scene from a new thriller I'm scoring called Shock. Thanks to the production company and the distribution for letting me show this early footage. And you also saw the little synthesizer I used to create the music with, Mavis by Moog. Moog commissioned me to make a video on the latest instrument, which has a rather unique feature that is a first in Moogland, as far as I'm aware of. My buddy Loopop is also making a video on the synthesizer, so if you want an in-depth technical overview, check out his video, because I'm going to cover it mostly from a musical standpoint. Before you can play Mavis, you build it from a kit. That seems daunting, but it is as easy as it gets. There's no soldering involved. I did it in half an hour on a family vacation while everyone else was still asleep. I've honestly struggled way more with various IKEA builds. The only tedious part was mounting the jack nuts for the patch bay, because that is a rather repetitive process. But then I was already off to make some sounds. The unique feature of Mavis, at least in the Moog world, is its wave folder. A wave folder bends your waveforms, so they don't just jiggle in their usual saw and pulses, but fold into all these different shapes in between. That adds exciting harmonics and is something that is usually used on West Coast synthesizers, such as Buchla and Surge. I have to say I was underwhelmed with the wave folder at first, because they really shine with sine or triangle waveforms, because there's a lot more to bend. And when you apply it to a saw or a pulse, you don't get so much results. But then I realized that the LFO goes into oscillator range and that it's a triangle shape. So I patched that into the wave folder. Reading the manual afterwards, I realized this is the favorite patch of the designer too, and I completely agree. This patch makes Mavis unique, even if you have, like me, a bunch of synthesizers already. Back in the studio, I was curious if I could use Mavis to extend the sonic range of my Moog Sonic 6. This combination became one of the key sounds for the soundtrack that I mentioned in the beginning. Despite being this small, the patch bay and all the modulation options make Mavis a wonderful standalone groove box. One of the key ingredients for this is using the sample and hold through the attenuator and then sending it everywhere using the multiples or stackable cables. And you want more cables than the small pack that comes with Mavis in the box. I was also interested to hear if Mavis could be a standalone processor, especially due to the wavefolder, so I ran my TR-606 into it. Mavis has no MIDI and the keyboard is, yeah, it's workable, but you probably want to sequence it externally, and you can do so with a CV gate sequencer such as the SQ1, and I like using it as a simple bass voice. Now, I'm not a fan of these Volca style pots, and I'll never be, but you can easily pop another knob on there. The main thing that Mavis misses is CV control over the wave folder. On my Surge, I can do wonderful stuff by controlling the wave folder, and I would love to do this here. This is the only real thing I feel is missing from Mavis. All in all, I think Mavis is surprisingly useful and characterful for such a small synthesizer. All the smart modulation options that allow you to mix voltages instead of just switching between them make this bigger than it looks. While this is a great My First synthesizer, it's definitely not limited to that. And I'm probably gonna stick it to my Moog Sonic 6 down here, because those two get along incredibly well. It also comes with a deck saver like lid. So this makes it nice to just throw into a backpack. And I'm going to use the OP1 and Mavis combination for sure on my travels in the future. Thank you, Moog, for commissioning this video. If you want to get a Mavis, I've put links in the description where you can buy it and I get a little bit of kickback. And if you are on my Patreon, you get music from this episode as well as a sound pack of the sounds that I made for this episode. If you have any more questions, do put in the comments below or visit the subreddit. And hope you had fun watching. I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye.